Hello again. I want to discuss the small but powerful habit that can make a big difference. It's one of the findings by my favorite relationship researcher, Dr. John Gottman, when he studied master couples who showed us exactly how to create happy long-term relationships. So imagine one habit that could transform your marriage or long-term relationship. Not to sound too dramatic, but it's kind of a big deal. So like many couples I see, maybe you're knee deep in little kids, careers, without any family support, and every day is filled to the brim with busyness. After dinner, kids' bedtime routines, cleaning up, you barely feel that you have any time to reconnect at the end of the day because you're so tired and you're feeling disconnected, maybe frustrated at your partner, maybe they're doing things that are driving you crazy. So go ahead, think about whatever it is that drives you nuts. Maybe they rarely clean up after themselves, and even though you've told them 1,000 times that you can't relax, and at the end of the day with such a mess, and look, you left your shoes right there in the middle of the room again. Primal scream. Or maybe they forgot to check their schedule again, even though they promised they would so that you could get that double date planned with that friend of yours. But of course, almost like they intentionally avoided it because they don't really want to go on that double date. Your friend texted you and is wondering, why haven't you gotten back to them? And now you're even more frustrated at your partner. So I encourage my clients, just like I'm encouraging you now, to start small with some dedicated 10, 15 minutes every night, some sort of conversation every night. And I also encourage them to start catching each other doing something right. No matter how quickly, just say thank you for the little things that you appreciate that the other person's doing for you or for the family, whatever. Most of those clients that I encourage to start doing this come back the following week in a much better mindset, feeling a little bit surprised or shocked at how much one little tiny habit like that can change their feelings towards their partner. So they tell me things like, they're still as busy as ever with as many stressful responsibilities, but they don't feel as alone or unappreciated or irritated with their partner when they're intentionally trying to look for what they're doing right. They feel seen more, noticed, appreciated, when you're on the receiving end. And, they weren't even looking at each other with the same irritation. They kind of started looking at each other with different, more grateful eyes. So in many ways, it's a simple way to invest in the positive emotional bank account of good feelings in your relationship. But it's often a little trickier when you're feeling more distant or frustrated with your partner or there have been problems for a while. So if you have a long history of negativity and criticism in your relationship, it's going to be a much bigger hill to climb to create that culture of appreciation. So think of this more as a habit of mind that has to be built every single day, typically unnatural at first. Know that it's also very unnatural habit for most everybody else, not just you. Most of us have evolved a bias towards negativity and criticism, and most of us have been modeled that at home too. So if you're like most people, me included, it's easy to focus on your partner's failures or flaws. This is understandable, but it is destructive, and it's that type of habit that makes it much easier to take all their great qualities for granted. But listen up and know that you can change it. According to the Gottman research, there are actually very happy couples who are indeed real people and not just weird Ned Flanders type outliers. These happy couples are just as aware of the flaws and all the things that their partners do that drive them crazy and that they wish they would change, but they try to be gracious about their partner's shortcomings. And in a very humble way, they recognize that they have problems too. They treat their partner that they chose, and they take responsibility like, I chose this person, I'm committed to this person. They treat them with respect and gratitude despite all their flaws. They try to catch them doing something right, and then they try to say thank you for it. And so if this is something you do genuinely struggle with, number one, think about your partner, scan the last week, try to find a list of a few things that they did right, You know, even as simple as taking the trash out. Did they bring you coffee? Did they watch the kids? Did they go to work every day? You know, were they running late, but they called you and they were really considerate? You know, you could have focused on them being late, but try to focus on the fact that they were considerate and called you. Did they offer to do something nice for you? You know, again, think of a few things. It's never too late to say thank you for it. And, you know, start getting into that habit. You know, put a reminder on your phone to say something. Put some stickers up on your mirror, whatever it takes to kind of get into this habit. And we also know from the research that fondness and appreciation, you know, the second of the 7 principles from the research on these master couples, it's the single most crucial element in creating a rewarding and long-lasting romance and a sense of passion in the relationship. We all need to feel liked. We all need to feel seen and appreciated. And if you fall out of the habit of saying thank you or noticing what you love and like about your partner, it's really easy for romance to take a nosedive. So I promise you it won't be really hard. You'll even find that tough moments in the relationship, you know, the inevitable conflicts are a little bit less difficult if you practice doing this. If you feel really liked and appreciated by your partner, if they have a complaint, you're more likely to listen to them because there's that mutual respect and appreciation that's just part of the day-to-day. So lastly, my advice for you if you're feeling frustrated with your partner, look for those teeny tiny ways every single day that they're getting it right. And let go of the eye rolls or the sarcasm when you say thank you. Try to just be serious and sweet about saying thank you. I really appreciate it. Be genuine. And then keep doing it until it becomes a habit. Okay?